What is going on, everybody? Thank you very much for stopping in. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now and hit the little bell notification as well. I do 3 videos every single week, and although we've been heavily focused on Nissan and Infiniti content and Q50 content specifically over the last couple of years or so, we're broadening horizons. We're talking about different things, and I'm really excited for what's to come to the channel. So let's dive into the video today. I will start this off by saying check out a recent video that I uploaded discussing modifications and how that term is used in this enthusiast world, because technically a modification, according to the dictionary, is any change or any alteration made to something's original state, no matter how minor it is technically a modification. So my whole point of that video was to not be too hard on the folks out there that talk about their favorite mods being window tints or chrome deletes, because technically those are modifications, and I know a lot of people like to get butthurt about using that term, but reality is reality. So just leave them alone. Let's encourage them. Maybe they'll take on some bigger challenges going forward. But one thing does really drive me crazy, and one thing I do disagree with, is how the term build is throwing around there. If you guys have been following this channel for any length of time, you will know that I've typically referred to my projects as projects. They're not builds because I haven't really done anything crazy to them. The 350Z, my Q50, the Jeep, the 335i that I had before, I've never referred to them as builds. Suspension, wheels, tires, intakes, tuning, things of that nature, that does not qualify something as a build. Project, yes. Build, no, absolutely not. I would even say that it goes beyond that. A build, to qualify for a build, in my opinion, and let me know in the comment section below what your thought is about this term, but to me, truly, people just overuse it. Oh, I love your build, man, I love your build. Wrap and suspension is not a build. Bags and wrap and lighting, underglow, that is not a build. It's not a build. A build is a significant change. You don't put a new front door on your house and say you built a house. You don't change the fixtures and the lighting in your house and say you built the house. It's not a build. It may have been a project, it may have been a modification. Sure. Massive upgrade? Yes. Build? No, absolutely not. So I beg of you, please, use the term build sparingly. And maybe it's time to come to a consensus on this term and how it's used. I mean, look at the people on these automotive YouTube channels and some of the things that they're doing. Check out Rob Daum's channel if you guys are not familiar with Rob Daum. Those are builds, right? Check out Adam LZ. The things that he's done with some of these cars, those are definitely builds. TJ Hunt, too, is another big name you guys are probably familiar with. He does a lot of cars that are just, heavily modified, I would say, and maybe don't qualify as builds, but he's certainly done some that are builds, right? It's just one of those things that kind of irks me when people are like, check out my build, dude, and you're taking a look and you got cold air intakes, the thing's been lowered on BC Racing coilovers or whatever, coilovers, and he's got wheels and tires and exhaust. Not a build. It's not a build. It's not even heavily modified, let alone a build. It drives me crazy. Maybe it shouldn't, but it drives me crazy. So what could the consensus be? What does it take to actually move something from being just a project car to a build? Does the engine have to be removed and rebuilt? Does it have to be a built engine to be a build? But even then, you throw a built engine back in a car, and what else? That's a pretty significant change. When you're opening up the power plant of a vehicle, I think then it kind of gets into that realm of where you could call it a build. And more often than not, if you are building an engine or you're buying a crate motor and putting it into a car, you're probably doing other things as well. You're most certainly upgrading wheels and tires. You're probably upgrading the entire driveline. So there's going to be significant modifications that accompany that engine build or engine rebuild or engine swap. That, to me, you can kind of get more into that realm of build. That would be sort of going back into the home sort of situation. You could even come through and gut an entire house and you would call it maybe a rebuild. You just don't hear people running around saying, yeah, look at my build, looking at their house. Even if they ripped walls down and added, put on an addition, put a pool in the back. People aren't calling it a build. So why are we calling a car with, just basic upgrades a build? Let's just stop doing that. And maybe I just take it a little bit too seriously. But it's just kind of one of those things that I wanted to get your opinion on this more than anything. But I see a lot of people say that this was a really exciting build, or this was a really fun build to do, and they just added air suspension and wheels. It's not a build. It's just not a build. That's just my opinion. Again, let me know in the comment section below. Love to hear your input on this one. It's not a big deal. A little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's just one of those things that kind of, makes my skin crawl a little bit. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate the continued support. Check out my other videos. Lots of videos on this channel if you're new here. I appreciate the support. More things coming for the channel. Onward and upward. That's my goal. Onward and upward, and onward and upward for you guys too. Wishing nothing but the best for everyone. Let's get at it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.